Well, we're known for going out on adventures all around the island, but there's still more to see even on our own property. Britton cleared a little bit of the way down following the property line along the barbed wire fencing, so we're gonna go check it out to the farthest corner of the property. It's only 4 acres, but with all these trees, we still can get lost even out here. So this is how we kind of know this was a line marker of the property a long time ago, and it's still mostly in good shape, but what really protects this property are all of these bromeliads. These are wild bromeliads. Some people think that they look like pineapples, but they're actually bromeliads. But they are so sharp and spiky. You really got to be careful. Create natural fencing to keep dogs or people or anything out of yards. Okay, I think we've reached the upper limit of this corner that we never go to. You can see where there was some old barbed wire, and it was probably attached to this tree that looks like it fell in the hurricane a long time ago. And then a neighbor, someone has put up some new barbed wire over time. But so this is the edge, very inhospitable area of the property, but it doesn't have to be like that forever. We could definitely work on this and get it even more beautiful.
Hold it. Hey, we got carambola, starfruit. This tree is always producing fruit. It's always got flowers and fruit. Huh, Aiden, you want some?
Okay, so we are on the outskirts of Rincon right now, where Rincon and Añasco meet. And this is the Bienvenidos a Rincon sign. It's fairly new, but it's been here a few years now. And on the other side of Rincon, the Aguada side, there's another one. But it's really beautiful with the mosaics. Some people kind of complained about how much money it costs to build it, but it is a very striking statement when you first come into Rincon. And on the other side, you'll see Gracias por su visita, which means thank you for your visit to Rincon. And then right near the entrance where the big arch is this new display, which is the I Heart Rincon, just kind of like the I Heart New York display, and it's really humongous on the side of this this road. It's a pretty busy road, but very hard to miss this. Alright, buen provecho. We're having some bau buns from Spires Market. Looks very delicious. Alright, today we are going to be working on our gazebo area, and so Britain's going to be staining these wood pieces. These are the poles, and then I am going to do something we've never done before, which is to stencil the ground with this new stencil. It just came in the mail, so we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so I painted the first corner. We'll see how this goes. We've never done this stenciling before. Pretty cute. What do you think?
Looking good.
Okay, now we are on day 2 of our stencil project. This is what we got so far. It's hot work. It's really, really slow going, but it's turning out really nice. So we'll see how far we get today. Okay, so the first thing that we do when we get it set up is we line up these dots so that it's as close as possible, so that each stencil is a connector to the next. And that'll keep it all in line, and then we put a little bit of tape on it, painter's tape, on each of the corners, because the rollers will lift it up a little bit when we paint it. And then what we've learned as we've been going along is just to put on very light amount of paint. The heavier, the more it bleeds out underneath. Well, we finished it. That was a lot of work. It took us probably a good 7 hours or so to do this, but we finally finished it. Here is the stenciled floor. So each of these took a hand painting job by both Britton and I. So we finished it. It looks really good overall. You know, there's always little things we could do, but overall it looks great. Another gorgeous bouquet ready to go. Heliconias and gingers.
So we planted this Suriname cherry bush a while ago, and these things are delicious. They look like little pumpkins. They're good. They have a really strange taste, but I love them.
Here's another winter fruit that is very, very prolific. This is the carambola, or star fruit. So if you chop it like this, it turns into the shape of a star. But you can just eat it straight off the tree as long as it's fairly clean. I like them a little bit more yellow and orange, but when they're about this color, they are generally blemish free, so they're very beautiful.
So the next step in this project, we got the floor painted up nicely with our stencil, so it's looking pretty good. And now we're going to prepare the wood beams to build the structure with. What we've decided to do is use a varnish stain, so it has that nice varnish protective coat, but also a little bit of color. Make these posts a little bit cooler looking. So I'm going to use a brush and just start painting these. So here we are, completing the step of staining these 6x6s and some of the boards that we're going to be using for our new little tiki hut. Went on pretty good, pretty smooth, and so on to the next step. So the concrete pad has had so much water over time that the dirt has washed out underneath it. So as the dirt washes out, it leaves kind of a shelf under here, as you can see. We want to shore it up, so we're going to pour some concrete in and under. So I'm going to make a form, and then we'll pour the concrete in. Okay, so here we are working on the project yet again on another day. The concrete pad has had some erosion underneath the pad where the dirt came out, leaving a shelf of concrete. So instead of having that shelf break, we wanted to backfill it with cement and concrete. So what we did is built a form that comes outside and then poured really wet concrete in to fill that space up to the top. Kind of like filling a glass of water, and then anything that's left goes underneath that pad. So it's starting to bow a little bit because forms do that, and but we're almost done. And then we'll be able to step on that securely and it won't go anywhere.
It's a very Puerto Rican little picadera, little meal. We got a malta, which is a very traditional drink, as well as 2 pinchos, which are hot meat sticks. We got chicken, right?
Yeah.
You can get chicken or pork here, but it's like just barbecued chicken with a little bit of bread. So buen provecho! Underneath the flamboyant tree. Woo, hot. Just went to Jardines and Nada, which is one of our very favorite nurseries of plants, and we got some crusta maltas for the front of our pad, as well as any plants that we've never seen before. I don't think I've ever heard of jambolan, and then this was, what was it, pasquilla, which I've seen flowering in the countryside right now, and it's so pretty out, just a big poof ball of white. This one is, what that one was called? Also one we had never seen before. I think it was like Cobana Negra or something like that. And then
Negra, sí.
Oh, and then we have the water apple, which is kind of like the Pomarosa. So that was cool. And then some canarios. So the canarios and the crusta maltas are for the flower area in front, so that it'll be nice and pretty up there. So what we got.
We get to landscape our new area.
Oh yeah, and Reina de las Flores rosa, pink Reina de las Flores. We have 2 purple ones, so that was nice to see a pink one. Okay, so we are following this guy. He's going to try to help us find access to the Via Mela. Okay, so this was a whole adventure in itself, but we were trying to go to Playa Via Mela, and we went directly to where the cabañas are, the little casitas that they have for rent, but the area was closed, so we thought we would just park and walk there because you can have access to the beach, but the guards said not to. So we said, okay, we'll just find another access. He said there was another access point. So we went up the hill and we thought we were coming down to the beach, and we tried to ask around or take some pictures of this beautiful view, and this man came out and he was just like totally crazy. So we decided to leave there, and we went back down to the little colmado, and we asked somebody, and this guy, really nice guy, drove us all the way down here, and he said this is a great access point and nobody's going to say anything. It's super calm and tranquilo, And so this is great. We're gonna go check out Villa Mela from this entrance point instead. Okay, so I don't think we are actually at Villa Mela. Now that we're along this backside, we are at Villa Soledad, which appears to be some sort of camper trailer park. It's really cute. It's right on the ocean. But I think at some point, if you followed the water, we could eventually reach that area. But it's a long roundabout way. But kind of finding all these little hiding places around the island. It's really pretty. Look how beautiful this is out here, this little dock. Looks like we could jump out here into the water. Some boats out there, beautiful palm trees, turquoise water, this little Cabo Rojo Bay.